Looking in our spaces, knowing now that I'm not alone, and you're all around. And I had 49 places all lined up while I'm stumbling round with a spilling cup, singing this ain't another way that I am, knowing that the love can't stay. And we're out down by the water, singing our songs, my darling.
You think I was really mean today?
Loving songs going down.
What did I say?
Cuffed up in my ways, and I know you, but I know myself like I know you too. And I see a lot of faces just like ours, and they're going fast, and they're speeding cars rolling. This ain't another way that I am, knowing that the love can't stay. Out down by the water, singing our songs, my darling, the loving songs going down. Oh, 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 there it goes. Oh, 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 fast and slow. This ain't another way that I am, knowing that the love can't stay. And we're out down by the water, singing our songs, my darling, the loving songs coming. Take my hand, I don't need any fear, all I need is this love, and to have you here until the night. Down by the water, empty and calm, my darling, the loving songs coming up.
I actually hit him in the face. Like, outfit of the day.
Okay.
Ooh, he looking
Standing in the open light within the swelter of the night, I found myself staring at you. And every time my fingers touched, I felt like it would be too much and too little to hang on to. I cannot fall in love with you. I cannot feel this way so soon, so soon.
Have you ever watched?
I cannot be this way with you. I cannot fall in love with you.
Okay, I am going to Pilates. I'm actually really thankful that I have a studio that's really nearby I can walk to, and I really enjoy. And I feel like I had a rough day, or at least, I don't know, rough last like hour, and now I just really want to be distracted and like sweat. And I had pickleball plans, and then those fell through, and now I'm like, fuck, I really need to do something. I feel like I've thought so much about things recently because I don't know, I was like talking to Mo, and I feel like whenever we talk about Mo, we should get into like a lot of things, which I honestly love talking to him about stuff. And then Brian, who is on my team, who I really like, and I want him to be my friend. I like talk to him about a lot of stuff too, just like asking him his opinions and like thoughts about things. And I feel like I truly have no sense of identity. I am like mediocre and slightly good at a bunch of things that don't matter, one being work. And it's not ever something that I like really tied my identity to, like what I do for work, what I choose to be my career, whatever, like really doesn't like produce so much value in how I tie my self-worth or identity to or value to, whatever. And I think that kind of shows when, you know, I do my work and I do it to the level that I think is like good, and you know, that's kind of it. And I'm not saying that I do the bare minimum, I'm just like saying that like maybe I don't care as much about like doing, you know, above and beyond work, and I just like want to do my work and do it really well. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And so when I moved here and joined this new team, I was like, okay, this is my chance to do work again and try to like be in person again and do better and really grind and work hard and like prove to myself that like I'm capable of doing well. And now I've been on the team for 6 months, and review season's happening. It's like annual reviews, and I have a conversation with the manager today being like, okay, I am meeting expectations in his eyes. And so when he advocates for me and tells all the managers and like there's deliberations on like who gets what rating, he was saying that I'm on the lower end of this like bucket of meeting expectations. So because there's like these quotas that happen now where like certain people, like a number of people have to get like this less than meets expectations, like not meeting expectations rating, then there's a chance that like people that are in this like lower end of this like bucket just get pushed into it because of pure like quota purposes or whatever. And so he was just warning me, saying that there's like a chance, which I'm like, fuck, like this is exactly what happened to me in 2022, but that was like more annoying because it was like more of a surprise to me. Whereas like I feel like since joining this team, I've had like kind of several conversations about like growth and like career development and like just how I can like trust myself more and be more independent when it comes to like owning my work. And so I'm like, I'm not surprised, but I'm also like, fuck, like I really thought that I was like on track and doing well. And I feel like when I first moved here too, I like really, I don't know, like made the most out of like trying to build a community here. And so I would kind of leave work at 3 and like go play pickleball and try to like figure out my life here and not work as much as maybe I should have. But also like I knew it was onboarding, and so I knew it was kind of like, okay, like don't put too much stress in it, like do what you can. And also I feel like humans are not built to work as many hours as we do, and I don't know, I just like would lose motivation at like 3 and then like kind of like not be as productive and like not work as hard as maybe as I should have. But I feel like I asked him like, what are, you know, the consequences of getting this bad review, and it's really just going to affect my compensation / like I really need to not get it again, because then it can't be a consistent pattern. And then also like it's not going to affect my chances of like switching teams either. So I'm like, whatever, I don't fucking care. But I was like, also like, okay, what could I have done differently? And genuinely, I wouldn't go back and like change anything I did. Like I literally told him that too. Like I have no regrets in how I did. I felt like I did everything right, in my opinion, like everything that I thought was like the best decision at the time. And like, I don't know, in hindsight, maybe like I shouldn't have asked as many questions, but that's kind of fucking dumb, because everyone's always telling me like, ask the questions. I don't think my questions are bad. Like genuinely, I try so hard to ask good questions, and I don't know, that's kind of frustrating that I like say one thing, ask one bad question that's not phrased as well, and then it's like taken under scrutiny, and then it's like all these little things kind of add up. And maybe also I'm joining this like front end team, so like the, I don't know, expectation is like have a better grasp of like front end principles, and I just like didn't know my CSS shit well enough, and so maybe I needed a little bit more help with that. But it's like I'm literally joining a new team with a new, entirely new tech stack, and it's not like I'm like going from one Angular team to another Angular team. It's like completely different, like internal Google stuff. And I like told my manager that too. I was like, okay, like this is the thing that I'm really worried about if I were to like switch to this team, because it's like entirely new. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could have just worked harder, but that's not even like what the problem was. It's not like I could have like outputted more work. I truly feel like I did the best that I could. So it's kind of unfortunate that this is like the result or the outcome. And yeah, maybe it's on my manager to then like advocate for me more, and maybe I'll think more on that, like how he could help me more, and like make sure that I'm in this like meeting expectations bucket, which he presumably thinks and agrees that I should be in. But I don't know. I'm like, I was like obviously really sad about it, because it's like, damn, I like tried hard and I didn't get the outcome I wanted. But also it's like, if I wanted to try harder, I would have, right? And I clearly didn't. And I think there's just like this like natural inherent suffering that I bring upon myself, because I don't want to live my life in the way that is like deemed to be like right, if that makes sense. I feel like on a scale of like crazy weirdo to like normal, I'm like pretty normal. I live like a pretty normal life. I have a pretty normal routine. I don't do anything like psycho and weird. Like I'm a big normie. And Mo was like you're not normal. And I'm like, yes, I am. Like, I'm pretty vanilla and like to do the most basic things. Like, I don't go out of my way to like do some, I can't even think of examples, but I'm just like thinking of people I know that are just like weird. And not like weird is like a bad thing, but like weird is in like, they just like are really interested in like these niche things that I like do not care about. And I'm just like into eating food, into working out, I don't even like working out, but like playing sports, whatever. I always think the reason I'm not normal is because, like, quote unquote normal, is because I don't like to live my life in the normal, quote unquote, like constraints of like how life should be lived. Like, he was just saying that I experience a lot of like friction in the way that I want to live my life. And I feel like that's true, actually. Like, I honestly cause my own suffering because I, for some reason, just want to live a very non-conventional life. But that's also not true, because like I do want, like, you know, good friends and a community, and, you know, I want to get married and have kids and have a little house, whatever. But it's like the way that I choose to do it is so unconventional that it's almost like so hard to play this game without following the rules that are like tried and true and status quo, and you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like that's like so true, and that I just like experience a lot of friction living the life that I try to live in the confines, constraint. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But that's like so true when it comes to like, I don't know, just like work especially, and I don't know, how I choose to like make friends and who I want to hang out with. And I don't know, it's not like I'm trying to be a hipster by any means. Like, I'm not trying to fight the grain. I just like don't want to like be put in this box of how people do things, because I just like don't want that to be my identity crisis. I don't know, but yeah. And I think that's true for work. And so I shouldn't be surprised by the fact that I'm, you know, seeing the results I'm seeing, because I'm like clearly not trying to like play this game of work in the way that everyone that succeeds is choosing to play. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there is a like common pattern in which you can succeed, and I just like for some reason choose to not follow that pattern. I like every bone in my body and like being just fights against this like pattern. And that's Mo's way of saying I'm just like not normal, because if I were like a completely normal human being, I would just, you know, get a job and do what I gotta do to do well at this job. And yeah, I don't know. And like, okay, if I wanted to play the game, if I wanted to be better, I would, but I just like don't want to live my life that way. And honestly, like, I feel like I've tried really hard to like optimize for my day-to-day to be as good as it can be, which is like super balanced. And like, I spend a good amount of time at work, but I also like choose to spend my time doing these other things. And I don't know, and I like try really hard to find like a job that I don't hate day to day, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that. And I think I don't know, wasn't in the mindset to like really grind, even though I told myself when I moved here I would like work really hard. And I think only now I'm really trying to like have that mindset of like, I can do it on my own. I have the grit and perseverance to like do it. And I think I'm like really liking it. I just, you know, maybe should have hit this mode sooner and I would have been better off for it. But I don't know, like I said, there's nothing I think I would have done differently. Like, looking back, if I went back in time and did it again, I would have literally done the same thing, knowing everything that I knew at that time. So yeah, I feel much better about it now though. I'm not like super bummed, but for a second I was like, damn, I'm gonna cry. My emotions are gonna get the best of me, because I was like, fuck, like literally first job got fired, second job got put on PIP, left before a year ended because I was like, fuck this, I'm not climbing out of this hole this time. And then went to Google, was underleveled because I got put as an L3, which is like a new grad, and I would like already had 3 years of experience, so there was like no way I could fail at that point. But I also really tried hard to get promoted. I got a bad rating, and then fucked around in 2023, 2024. Here comes 2025, joining a new team, and yet again, failing. No, it's hard because I feel like I know I'm not bad at my job. I just think I choose not to play the game as best as I could, and I just don't want to fit in this mold of how everyone else is, and it all circles back to how I think I'm just like a little bit good at everything, but not good enough to really do well at any single thing. And then here I am, just like, I'm like okay at work, I'm like decent at work, I'm like good enough to be working at Google, but not good enough to be like excelling and thriving and succeeding at Google. Story of my fucking life. Okay, well, whatever. I'm just gonna bring this trash can back in, and oh my god. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I think everything will be fine. It's just annoying because I really tried hard to do everything right this time around. 30 years old and still can't get the hang of it. Whatever. Okay, goodbye.
Says I wanna do right and all time.